What is going on YouTube and Y'all Squad? This is your boy Yakratis. This is your review for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 14, episode 5. I know this is late. Last week was crazy. This weekend was equally as crazy, but I have today off because it's my birthday. So, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and give these three videos to y'all. Obviously, the Whether You Like It or Not panel is here tonight, so please make sure y'all stop on by. And let's get into this thing, shall we? So we have Kyle going over to Jennifer Tilly's house. She gives the Tiffany Chucky doll a cup of wine. This is what it was kooky. I enjoyed it. It took me back to just like being a kid, playing with your toys and whatnot. Like all of that. So I'm like, that's cool. That's kooky. Obviously, it was meant to get a reaction out of Kyle. We find out that Jennifer has several homes, and the home they're currently in is the Playhouse. Baby, that's money. I love it, and I feel like that is the same thing with Bose. And it wasn't me. It was actually really B that had mentioned it, that the house that they were filming in, like based off the landscape or whatnot, that has to be the second house, not the main house. Kyle even has that. So hey, money. That's all I can say. So the Tiffany doll is wearing a 4,500, I believe it was a Cartier jacket. I'm just like, okay, like that's how we spend it out. But like, I ain't even mad. I'm just like, well, everybody know it ain't tricking if you got it. So Sutton joins them. Kyle is, having a denim and diamonds party. This is going to be the first one without Mauricio. So, she's kind of wondering how that's going to go. They rehash the trip. Kyle says that, her and Dorit, like they're in a better, space right now. But they still do need to have like follow up conversation, like just moving in the right direction. Get a parallel scene with Erica and Dorit at Dorit's house. So we find out that PK and Dorit have not talked in 2 weeks. And I kind of, I don't know, because he said that we're not going to be talking like 4 times a day, but whoa, 2 weeks. Wow. I guess he living his best life. Ain't going back and forth with Dorit now. So Erica knows how it feels to be dealing with, separated parents, because, that was what she dealt with growing up, and even was saying how though you may be putting up, and she says in her interview, not necessarily to Dorit, but though you're putting up this good front, this good facade, children can still judge based off of energy, and they may not be able to see what's going on, but they can feel what's going on. I'm like, okay, better say a word. And then she wants her to feel the support of not just her family but with this group, but she knows that she really can't and doesn't at this time. And Erica hopes that Dorit and Kyle at least got somewhere in Oceanside. So Dorit said that they did, and it's a starting point similar to what Kyle had just said. Erica, mentions that she liked Bose, and Bose immediately went on a trip with her daughter, saw the pictures. It's great. Like she's loving Bose's energy and all of that. And that Bose is going to be flying in the day of Kyle's Denim and Diamonds party. So putting some things in the context for us, appreciate it. So Dorit brings up Sutton talking about, sisterhood and honestly, and honesty, but her being hypocritical. Sutton, and then she brings up Sutton raising her voice, and then Dorit yelling back, and now Sutton's mad. Like, how are you mad at how I'm responding? And again, that goes back to, and Sutton even says it. Actually, I'll wait. So we go back to Jen, Kyle, and Sutton, whole thing is, with the sisterhood that, they shouldn't be talking behind each other's back. And no matter how bad things get, that they should be able to, always come back to each other. Now we go back to Erica, and Erica feels, that she had, the balls to say whatever it was, it was the whole, her saying, that's not what Dorit said last night. And her thing is like, I had the balls to say it. Because obviously Sutton wanted to, but Sutton didn't. We go back to Sutton, and Sutton basically, she doesn't have a problem with Dorit. And as she's saying this, Jennifer Tilly's antique clock goes off, causing confusion in Sutton and Kyle. The looks were priceless. She's like, that's an antique clock. I think she said that was Cher's clock too. I'm like, my lord. But I get what Sutton was trying to do in the previous episode where she's trying to explain this. And sometimes like when you're trying to explain something, and here's the thing, I pontificate. Sometimes I over explain things and I go off on tangents and the whole shebang. You just gotta enjoy the ride with me. But sometimes people can get hyper fixated on one thing that you said and literally miss the whole message of what you're saying, focusing on that part, which is what happened with her and Dorit, where Dorit hyper focused on one thing and totally missed what Sutton was trying to get out, which caused the blow up. And now we're just at mass confusion. And of course, by the end of this review slash, and when if you watch the episode, didn't get any better. So where are we? So we get Garcelle and Sutton. Sutton and Avi are coming over in a U-Haul to help move stuff from I'm not Cal's Garcelle's house to the beach house. I'm under the assumption that this is going to be permanent, but it would be beautiful and a flex if she just had the beach, like still live where she lived, but had the beach house and almost kind of like Real Housewives of Jersey thing where they go to the shore and stuff like that. Like that would be nice, but maybe this is just gonna be her new permanent house. We shall see. They help her move. Sutton says that Avi is quite strong, even though he's on the she either said Ozympia or Olympia. Either way, I hollered. I do believe that that was probably just Sutton intentionally saying it like that for the reaction, but it was still funny nonetheless. So the beach house, I want to say, is beautiful. Like the way that it was done, I'm just like, wow. And how it was structured. I would have never thought to do something like that. But I'm like, hey, go off Garcelle. So Garcelle says that Jax had mentioned to her that she has given them such a great life and did it as a single mom, and says that that means a lot in both her and Sutton, just kind of like bond over that because it's like we do so much for our kids and kids don't always give, compliments, don't always say that, hey, you're doing a good job. Thank you. Which is true because I don't always do that with my mother. So Sutton brings up the shifts in the group and that her and Dorit are now on the outs, though they had a very touching moment. Sutton realizes that they have to be there for her when the other shoe drops, like, because she's pretty much just saying, like, no matter what's going on between me and her right now, some more issues finna come down the hill. And we gotta try to be there for her regardless of whatever is going on. While she is saying this, the camera pans all the way down. They're outside on like the second floor, whatever balcony. They pan down to Avi, laying on her swinging couch chair thingamajiggy, laid on it with a drink in one hand, scrolling with his other hand. I'm like, he is living his best life too. I'm like, go ahead, Avi. So Garcelle brings up her comment that she made about Dorit and the robbery and whatnot, and she's like, and I feel like, and again, yes, trust when I say everybody gets it over here. Like I try my best to be as objective as I possibly can, and I feel like Garcelle was probably trying to clean up what she had previously said and just said that she doesn't believe that Dorit had anything to do with it, but believe that someone did, and Dorit was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Obviously, PK was online, trolling and whatnot. We don't care. Whatever, guy. Like, stick with the storyline that you got right now. What I will say is, even with me being upset with how Garcelle has shown up, and there's even a part in this episode where I'm kind of like, you doing too much. Where I get when people really don't have storylines, they make other people their storylines and whatnot. I also understand what happened between her and Dorit last season, and even the season before. And with that, like, at least be forthcoming with, I'm still like, here's the thing, as a viewer, I understand why Garcelle still ain't messing with Dorit, but as we get into new seasons, and if you're like me and you're reviewing so many different reality TV shows where certain parts fall through the cracks and whatnot, and hey, I don't have the mind of an elephant. That yeah, and again, if you have someone who all they do is watch reality television, they're not going to remember everything. Which the reason why you are mad with her, it may fall through the cracks, so it can't come off a certain way. And again, I'm not against somebody where it's every time I see you, it's on site. Ain't mad at that, but it's I just need for a lane to be picked and to stay there. And if you gonna jump in, because again, people jump in all the time, but like let it be organic to the conversation, not just oh this is my time to jump in and I'm piling on you. All right, back to the review. So we get Erica with Dr. Jen. She's been living in her current place for like 4 years, and it's kind of brought up some memories and whatnot. And now she wants to make that place her sanctuary, wants to make it feel more like home. Erica brings up Sutton and this so-called sisterhood shenanigans. She feels when Sutton has this feeling of being left out, her personality flips. Erica wants to know why she gets so triggered. And Dr. Jen says that it more or less with her is more of a knee-jerk reaction and is less about Sutton and more about her relationship with the ladies. Erica brings up, when they had this little surprise pizza party for Kyle, you know, and how she was just met with nothing but judgment, and they're kind of going through similar situations. Now, Dr. Jen like had to really back in, like, yeah, but see, the difference is your divorce wasn't clean. I don't even know. Is the divorce final, y'all? Y'all let me know. Like, is Erica still married? But says your divorce wasn't clean. There was the ring debacle, and all of that made you the villain, and you made it worse. That's not pizza party behavior. So then Erica says that, she'll invite them over once everything is done here, and then maybe that can be the little pizza party thing. Cute scene. It was fun. So now we get the Denims and Diamond party. Camille shows up and talks to Kyle, being the first one at the party, and, talks to her about that being the first party, without Mauricio. And you have Camille trying to commiserate with her, pretty much like, yeah, we both been through similar things, this, that, and the third, and Kyle dismissing it in her interview. Now, what I will say on one hand is, and I've had to get better with this, where sometimes you feel like you're connecting with someone, and sometimes when you trying to connect, it can come off as if, yeah, enough about you, but let me tell you about me. And it could, like drown out that person when they're trying to, share. Because I've had to learn in recent years where if I want to, I should ask, is it okay if I share something? Rather than just doing it, because sometimes we can misread a situation. Kind of feel like that's sort of what was going on here, but more or less I think it's more that Kyle still mad at her because of her friend the psychic, and how the psychic pretty much predicted where Kyle's life would be, and I guess was pretty much dead on. So Bose, we find out takes her daughter to different destinations for her birthday. Like that's something that she does. I believe they have went to Brazil this time for her b-day. Love it. That again, if you got the money for that to do it, like that is great. Man, like like I'm sitting here like, now is she gonna continue to do this once her daughter is an adult? I don't know. But let's see. What the hell did I write here? I wrote something. Oh, there it is. Tattoos. So they have a tattoo artist. I could not read my handwriting right there. Have a tattoo artist there. Garcelle wants to get 1111 angel numbers, which is cool. One of them said, "Oh, that's the devil's number 666," and was the devil's number. Somebody's like, "No, the devil's number is 666." Not really gonna touch that too much because yeah, but all right, cool, whatever. So Sutton joins Garcelle, and Garcelle shares that PK, I'm sorry, Cal told me that PK texts her, and Garcelle says herself would have a problem if that was her, and based off of how it was being delivered, because she was like, I forgot to tell you. Out of everything that y'all talked about at your beach house, you conveniently forgot to bring that up. I'm sorry, I don't believe it. I do not believe it. I do not believe it. So either y'all mentioned it when the cameras went down and this is a rehash, or you wanted to wait until now to say something, hoping that this could spark conversation and all this other stuff pretty much goes producing. I ain't like that. And I get Garfield. The whole thing is, if it was me, I would feel a way where once this, like once the divorce or whatnot happens, that now you need to pick a side, this, that, and the third. But again, they all were tied at the hip, so they have these relationships outside of the other spouse. But what I find to be interesting is, unless they didn't show it, Garcelle never asked her, okay, he texts you. What are the texts about? Because it could be over sobriety. The fact that they're both pretty much, sober. And if that's the case, there's nothing wrong with it. But so it's one of those where it's clear Garcelle trying to start. So, and again, Ghost producing, I'm not mad at it, but it's just you not even doing, like, it used to be that she did it with a certain finesse. It's not even that anymore. Like, it's clear, like, you're just starting shit. But okay, whatever. Moving on. But Sutton shares that, okay, well, Kyle had already shared that with Dorit, so that takes us the wind out of sail. Like, oh crap, yeah, because you got nothing. And if that was the case, but I'm more appreciative that she said that to Sutton rather than bringing it up in front of the group, because one, yeah, you will look real bad trying to do that, but then you probably will look stupid because Dorit already knows. So Bose, Erica, and Dorit talk about, Sutton on the Sprinter. Bose wants to know if she should call like a council meeting, because apparently it's an issue when there's side conversations happening. So why not just get everybody together to have it out? And her even saying that we should be able to have, separate conversations and it not be a thing. And I get the whole reality TV show game where it's conversations happen and it's a group thing. But it's one thing when the conversation is truly loud enough so everybody can hear, like, it's clear that, hey, yeah, I'm having this. And then it's another thing where it's just, I'm just talking to this person right here, where it's let that conversation be what it is. Right? Hopefully y'all understand, because I know, again, I watch other YouTubers. Some of us, we feel different ways about this in particular. So, But the remaining girls join them. Sutton says that, she just has to say something. Just has to get it off. And doesn't want the group to be disjointed. Say we talk behind each other's back, and I want, us to feel free and open. Free, open, and honest with each other. Erica says to Sutton that she is volatile and inconsistent. Coming from Erica, that's grand. But Jennifer Tilly kind of agreed with that, not in the moment, which I'm just like, ugh. So if your friend is saying that, yeah, might be true, but not a good look. Sutton says no, she's truthful. Dorit says Sutton overreacts when she's stressed. Sutton says, wait 1 minute. Dorit replies, don't raise your voice at me. I'm not in a place where I appreciate that. I appreciate the boundaries of you. Now again, the whole, don't raise your voice at me is very demanding. It is, even though we're putting a boundary there, because again, sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it, and sometimes it can be a could you please not, as a way for that person to not get so defensive. But if somebody is dead set on being defensive, they will be. Um, and Sutton mentions, being in the same place, and says that, better yet, what I can do for you is I can talk in a soft voice. Now, in doing it, she was being condescending, because Dory was even saying you can just talk regular, but the fact that you're purposefully speaking like this to me, almost as I'm gonna talk to you like you're a child, very condescending. I don't know if that's what she was going for, but that's what she was giving. And Dorit feels that Sutton, can't lead, the charge because she isn't real. Sutton brings up Dorit not listening. Erica proclaims, look, it's been 10 years now. She ain't never gonna listen. When I tell you I nib out fell out. Especially because Dorit did not refute that, right? So then Sutton speaks softly again. Dorit then mimics her, and Erica tells Dorit, "Okay, don't do that. Let's not do that." But it's the whole, "Hey, I'm giving back to you what you giving to me." Now let me be clear. Haven't been the biggest Dorit fan in many a moons. I like Sutton. Not the biggest Sutton fan, but I like Sutton. Right, right. But again, Sutton, yeah, you was bogus for what you was doing. So Sutton sternly says, "You are not angry at me. You are angry at your life. It's not my fault. I'm sorry that you are in the position you are in." Now, I mean, that was like a ooh, no, you didn't. I can't say if it was warranted or not, because again, you can't come at somebody and tell them how to come back at you. You really can't. That right there was truly a gut punch. But let's be honest and let's be clear, everyone. As much as no one wants to hear that, a lot of the hell that we go through in life is what we have either spoken into our lives or it's because of certain actions that we have made. So it's hard, for some people to truly be like me. I can empathize with what you're going through, but I'm one of those where I may not have sympathy for you. I can empathize with the emotions and all that other stuff, but in terms of having my sympathy, especially in a story that you have helped to co-write, nothing happened. Y'all hear more about that when I get to Potomac. But yeah, I was like, oh, well, Sutton went there. So Erica says to Sutton, don't say things that you will regret. Doris says Sutton was wanting to say it. My life is not good right now, and I have zero tolerance for this bull. How is that for transparent, honest, and open? I was like, oh, okay, well, the read 2 points came back squeaking. Sutton lets her know that she's not angry with her, and she raised her voice because Dorit wasn't listening in the sprinter to the bigger picture. It's not about you, but the group as a whole and us being able to still, be friends after crazy moments. Which is truly what she was trying to say in that moment. Now, Bose says that we can't weaponize in moments of vulnerability. And you just did that. Now, is that true? Yes, she did. But Bose, what I'm gonna need for you is I'm gonna need for you to maintain the same energy for everybody because all of them have done it. So I want you to call everybody out now. I'm just saying, I like you. I just want you to call everybody out. So then Camille chimes in, says that, when she lost her house, moons ago, and her assistant, that she did not receive this same compassion from Dorit that Dorit kind of wants, and that, she went to low blows. Dorit says Camille was a see you next. I mean, no, Dorit says that Camille was a see you next Tuesday to her. Says she initially called her a stupid see you next Tuesday as a joke, and that you only felt a way because you needed a moment. You always need a moment. I'm like, what? Kind of one of those where I don't know if I could really disagree. But okay. And then Camille's like, yeah, the person who takes selfies all the time and takes hours to show up to events because you're taking photo shoots, you put your friends on hold. Doris says to Camille, what are you doing here? You need a moment. I'm like, okay, look, Dorit for the win. She got it. She got it. Camille says, that she's condescending. She's like, I feel bad for you. When you came to my house and she's has her hand open, almost like she's handing something, but she's pointing at Erica, and she's kind of like, like, can somebody help me out with her name? And Erica's like, Erica, my name is Erica. At that moment, it's just like, the sale is out of, it's just one of those where like you lost a moment, it didn't land. And Sun says, I will be here if you happen to need me. And Dory doesn't feel that way. And that's pretty much where the episode ends. Pretty good. It's been a while since I've, talked this long, but it was a pretty good episode, right? So that is all that I have, y'all. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and share. And Bell Collective is up next. All right. Peace out.